Hey everyone, it's Erica from Excel with Erica. I thought I would do something a little different. I think there are so many conversations that we should be having in life that perhaps no one is willing to have with you. And so I thought today's a good day to get started, right? So last night I was scrolling endlessly through social media and I saw this quote and it kind of really spoke to me. So I wanted to share it with you. It's called Remember Who You Are. Remember who you were when you pulled through the darkest night of the soul. Remember how you rallied, how you remained functional, even if barely. Remember how you changed, defied your genetics, and kept on going. Remember how you held it all together as everything fell apart. Remember all the times you were stronger than you felt and wiser than you thought, so that the next time you know you're going to need a wildfire instead of a match to get through the darkness, remember the survivor within. So that spoke to me so deeply. Um, it reminded me of a time not long ago where I felt like my entire world crashed and taking a knee was even not enough. I wondered if I would ever be able to stand again. I wondered if I would ever be happy again. I wondered if I would ever be able to recover again. And it was during that time that, it's kind of like you decide, am I going to fight or am I just kind of lay down and die per se? Not for real die, but like give up and just kind of wake up every day, go through the motions and not really live. Um, and I was lost. I felt like I was broken. I felt like so many things, and we've all been there. Um, but I didn't want to quit. I knew there was so much more out there, and I wanted to find it. So, I did seek therapy, and I think therapy is an amazing thing for anyone who feels like they could use help and they're not quite sure where to go. But I didn't stop just with therapy. I wanted to learn, grow, transform, become in ways that truly mattered to me. So that leads us to my topic of the day, which is self care. And what does that mean to you? When I was in my darkest space and trying to kind of find my feet again, in addition to therapy, I wasn't quite sure, like, what do you do on the days when you're not in a session and you're not quite sure how to move forward? That's when I really started learning about self care. What was I doing to take care of me? What was I doing to help myself to breathe? I wasn't doing anything, quite honestly. I was getting up every day, going to work, taking care of the kids, the responsibilities, the bills, life. And I had no idea how to live, be me, find happiness, grow outside of what everyone else was telling me to do. Right. Um, and I think the turning point for me was when I lost my mom. It was really, really hard, and I wasn't quite sure how I would recover. And I remember her, she used to say, like, one day I would love to have a cabin in the woods. And it just stuck with me. And I remember one day during COVID, I literally just got in my car and started driving. I didn't care where I ended up. I just wanted to go to the woods. Um, I wasn't in search of a cabin, but I was in search of the woods. I found the woods. I got lost in the woods, and I found by being lost in the woods, um, it was like the best moment for me. I felt like I found my mom. I felt like I found my voice. I felt like I was breathing in a way I hadn't breathed in a long time. And I found that that was part of my self care. When I feel super overwhelmed, when I feel like life is becoming too much, when I feel like I am filled to the tippity top and I'm not quite sure where to go from there, I learned going for a hike, grabbing my camera and photographing a sunrise, a sunset, a beautiful flower, a bug that I'm not super afraid of. um, something simple, something natural, and something absolutely beautiful to me helps to kind of rebalance me. And I don't know what self care looks like to you. I don't know if anyone taught you about that word or how to find the things that matter to you. But what I would offer is perhaps you can take some time to think about the things that are really important to you. What do you enjoy doing? Sometimes after a really crappy day, it's a matter of like going to my favorite place, getting my favorite chai latte, and sitting still. Couple bucks. It doesn't cost a ton, but in that moment, that first sip, that first moment, it's like, what is it that gives you that? And do you do that enough for yourself? When was the last time you gave yourself that? And are you willing to do that for yourself? And if you're not, why not? Because you are worried about taking care of an elderly parent, taking care of the children, taking care of your spouse, because work is overwhelming. What is it that stops you from taking care of you? And how are you going to go about changing that so that you're back in the equation? Because what I can tell you is when I stopped taking care of myself to take care of everyone else, not only did I lose who I was as a human being, I had no idea what it was that I loved, what it was that I wanted to be, what I wanted to do. I just knew I was waking up every day and I was sad, depressed, frustrated, angry. I wanted more. I didn't even know what more meant. I didn't know how to chase it. I didn't know how to find balance. I wasn't excited about life. Life was not fun. When I learned how to find ways that truly excite me, and they're very simple. I love a good hike. I love a good sunset. I love a good rain. I love a beautiful cabin in the middle of the woods where there is nothing else to do but be still with a good radio station from like back in the day, what you might have heard at your grandmother's house or at your own home. For me, growing up on Cape Cod, WCIB was the thing. I loved going to my grandmother's house and listening to WCIB while she cleaned the house. The music was soothing, it was comforting, and it gave me a peace that I think in my adult years I struggled to find. But I'm finding my peace, I'm finding my balance, I'm finding ways to self care in ways that matter to me. And I'm learning how to find happy again. So, how do you do that for yourself? I would love to have conversations with you. How will you define that for yourself? How will you make the time in addition to everything else? And what are your challenges? If you would love to talk about it and kind of peel back the onion, let's do that. Um, I really want to hear the things that matter to us as individuals, as human beings, as parents, as professionals. as mums, as dads, as friends, as sisters, as brothers, whatever it is. And let's try to find ways to make things better. It's not just about solving the now, it's about finding balance every single day. So let's do that together. Let's have those conversations. Who's going to be the first person that I get to interview? I'd love to have a conversation with you. Thank you so much for listening. Let's continue having conversations. Take time for you, find your balance, and find your happiness in life. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, take care.